Hello and welcome back to Random Reviews, and something a bit different today. We're going to be looking at bioethanol fires. Now, I've had this fire for around 2 years now, and it's one of the best things I've ever bought for my living room. And I wanted to do a review on it for quite some time, but never got round to it. So in today's episode, we're going to be looking at this fire and going to be talking about sort of how easy it is to use and what can it do. Can it heat a room? Can it replace your central heating? We're going to answer all sorts of questions like that. So to start with, we'll look at the fire. As you can see, mine fireplace here is a standard sort of fireplace size in a living room. There was a gas fire in there, and there's a flue sort of behind that's been filled in. So you can see how tall the actual fireplace is. Now this model, when I bought it, was £198.99 on Amazon, and it only took a few days to come. That was a couple of years ago, and yeah, I think it's pretty well built. It's made from this coated wood. It's coated in this sort of plastic type thing, but it is actually wood, the surround, and then inside there's a metal insert here, and it's obviously heat resistant. The top is, I'll show you the top. The top is a wooden top to it. That's a wooden top. Now, I've had like lots of things on top of it, and usually I do. I've just took them off for the purpose of this video, and things have like scratched the natural top. So I give it a coat of like a black lacquer. I give it a coat of lacquer last year when I wasn't using it in the summer. But also, I'll get back onto that sort of, do you keep it here in the summer? Now, I think it does look really nice. I usually have a few different things on it, like my butter and a few other bits and bobs that I usually have on the top. So it just shows you how big the top is. It's like it's really good for putting things on. Sometimes I put like a wax melt lamp on there and other things, and it's pretty sturdy. So it just stands in the half there. It doesn't need any plumbing into any flue or anything like that, because you use bioethanol fuel in it. Now, bioethanol fuel it's literally pure alcohol, and you can get it from places like B&Q and places like that. You can get it online as well from, I think, places like Eco Fuel, just to name a few, and the delivery is pretty quick as well. You can also use methylated spirits. Now, methylated spirits, it's literally just like the ethanol fuel, although they put the purple dye in it. So it's literally the bioethanol liquid, but methylated spirits they put purple dye in it. I don't know why they do that, but I sometimes buy this. If I'm near a B&Q and have time, I go in, and they do it in, I think it is 2 litre bottles. 2 litre bottles are £8, I think, in B&Q. Sometimes they're on offer and you can get them for like £6 something, but I think they're usually £8. Now this is £2 a bottle, and I get that from like Home Bargains or B&M or somewhere like that. It does vary in price though. You can pay like £3.50 for a bottle in certain places. I've seen it in Wilko's for like £3-4. So back to the fire. I bought this because before I just had like a log burner here, one of those fake electric log burners, and it was okay. It had this bit of a light, but you can't beat a real flame, I thought. So I wanted something, and I think I live in, I'm not sure it's a smokeless zone, but nobody has chimneys around here. So the thought of getting a log burner and all that expense of putting the pipe, this was an easier option to have a real flame fire. So as you can see, there's the middle insert, and inside of here there's this tray. So it's a metal tray with like a white sort of wicky sort of spongy thing in the bottom, and then you pour in as much liquid as you want. Now, if you fill the tray right to the, pretty much to the top, you're not supposed to fill it right to the top, but if you fill it pretty high and then close that down to about half, it will burn for about 4 hours on half. If you have it fully opened up and it's pretty much full to the top, you get about 2 hours. So one bottle, it takes about one bottle and probably a third of the other to fill it pretty much to the top, and that will burn for 4 hours. So for about £2.50, £3, you will get 4 hour burn. So I don't use this as my main fire and main source of heating, but I use it as, you know, an extra, it's for something to look at. But I do have the heating on, and then sometimes, like I've got the heating on now and it's coming up to 10 o'clock at night, and I will turn the heating off and then fill this up and then have this for the rest of the evening, and it keeps the heat in. So I'm just going to pour the liquid in there. So I'm going to just stop the video and then come back and I'll show you lighting it after I've poured this in. I'm literally just going to take the top off and pour that in, but I want to do it with both hands. Okay, so I shall be back shortly. Just I put one bottle in, and then it's not quite half, but it's a good third. It's not far off half actually. That should really last for the rest of the evening. It's coming up to 10 o'clock. It's about 10 to 10, and it's going to last. I usually go to bed about midnight, and it should last till then. And there'll be some left in it because you will get 3 to 4 hours burn time, so there'll be some left in for tomorrow. So all you do after, I'll show you, you just close it down and then it will extinguish the flame. So I'm just going to get the lighter. So one of these sorts really handy to have for it. So you would just click there and you can see instantly it lights. Now the fuller it is, the easier it seems to light. Like tomorrow, if there's some left in it, I'll try and light it, but you have to have the drawer wide open. So you wait a minute or so for that to build up, and the flame will get established all along the top, and it looks really nice. The flame goes from the bluey colour, and it does get sort of the more orangey, reddy colour. Now the only difference I've noticed with the bioethanol fuel you can buy from B&Q and then the methylated spirits is that I think the bioethanol fuel from B&Q seems to burn brighter, where this does have a bit of a blue to it. But the flames will get higher than this once it's been burning for a couple of minutes. So you have to leave the drawer top flue thing open while it's getting established. And then once it's burning nicely, you can use something you just put through the bars and push that closed, well, halfway. So that's about halfway now. And that will burn nicely for 3 to 4 hours as it's pretty full. So if you work out, yeah, you're talking about £3 worth of liquid, not quite £3 worth of liquid in there. It's like £1 an hour. So if you think what your heating and stuff would be using, and you know, you can turn your heating off once you've got your heating. To use this to heat as a main heat source, I think would be really expensive, because you'd have to have the top of the container there fully opened, and you would have to have a big flame to get maximum heat. And you're going to be getting through a bottle of the liquid in a couple of hours, and it's going to work out more expensive. But as something just, it's nice to look at. It gives you some extra heat in the house. I'm going to turn my heating off in 10 minutes or so, because it's just nicely got warm in here. But I'm going to turn my heating off, and then I can sort of have this for the rest of the evening, and it'll be nice and toasty in here. Now, it doesn't come with these, but you can buy like the ceramic logs that go on the top. Now, they just take a bit of fathering about where to place them. So you can place that log on there and it will burn around it. It's a special ceramic log. I think I paid about £17 on eBay for that ceramic log. I was going to get a couple, but as you can see, one is enough and it just fits nicely. And it does make the flames a bit higher because it's forcing them to go around the log. It doesn't glow or anything, but it doesn't have any smell because it's especially designed not to. So as for the bioethanol fuel doesn't have a smell. This doesn't have a smell while it's burning. There's no smell in this room from the liquid. The only time you do get a bit of a smell is from the methylated spirits, is when the fire's gone out. Just for a few seconds you can smell that the fire's gone out. But apart from that, there's no smell. You can actually get some of the bioethanol fuels with essential oils in them. So they put like a lavender fragrance or bergamot or something like that. You can get them with essential oils in. But it's really nice to look at, especially in the winter. So I'm just going to pause the video again and I'm going to get a view from different angles, okay? So I've just moved back and as you can see, this is sort of back from where my settee is. And it just looks like a real fire. There's the log, the flames burning around, and you can see how high the flames are getting now. And as I've come back here, I just noticed how warm the room has got in the few minutes that this has been lit. So in a few minutes, I'm going to be turning my heating off and I'm going to be just having this on this cold March evening. It's been snowing today. This is going to keep the heat in the room, and I'm open plan stairs and the heat will rise and sort of rise through the house as well. So total cost £198 for this fire on Amazon. I had to look recently and they're still around the same price. You might get one second hand, cheaper than that. There's different designs. There's ones that screw to the wall. There's ones that stand on their own. There's certain ethanol fires that you can have on a tabletop and things like that. But this is the one I wanted to fill in where my gas fire had been and where I just have this cheap electric log burner. And it looks a lot better and it feels like I've got a real fire, especially with the log on there. The fuel, like I said, B&Q, you can get the fuel for, I think it's £8 for 2 litres. And that will last you a few evenings, depending how full you fill the container and how open you have the top of the fuel container. If you have it fully open, you're going to get more heat, but the liquid will go quicker. So that's my review of the bioethanol fire. It's really easy to use. It is safe to use as long as nobody's going to be tipping over the fire. If someone were to tip over the fire while that was lit, then you would have a big problem because the ethanol would spill out and you would have the carpet on fire and stuff like that. So the fire needs to be somewhere really safe. There's lots of videos showing you the dangers of these fires, but I've had no problems. I always fill it up. You always need to make sure it's completely gone out, and they say to wait 10, 20 minutes, half an hour before you refill it again. So whenever I use it, I put enough liquid in to make sure I've enough to last for that evening. I don't like refilling them once they've been lit. And you certainly wouldn't try to fill it while it was lit, as you can imagine how flammable the liquid is. So there are some safety aspects to think of that if you've got young children or, for somebody elderly who's not so good, so mobile or has issues like that. So they're not for everybody, but if you want something nice to look at and you can put one safely somewhere in your home where it's not going to get knocked and it's going to be responsibly lit and looked after, There's no cleaning with it. This one actually, it came with some white decorative stones to go around the tray, but I found them quite chalky, and when I was moving the tray around, they was always in the way, so I took them out. They're in a bag actually in the cupboard. So I didn't use them, but you could put other things in there that were, fireproof. So yeah, there's the safety aspects to think of if you was having this in a home where there were children. You need to make sure they were supervised around it, things like that. Obviously, you can't throw anything onto the fire, like paper and things like people do on a real fire. So there's that drawback. But I think it's brilliant. One of the best things I've ever bought. I've had it 2 years. I don't use it every evening, but if I have an evening where I'm going to be in watching TV, it's nice to light it and it's nice to look at. And it does actually warm the room. And you can see how high the flames are getting now from it. So that's my review of the Bioethanol Fire. You can find them on places like eBay, Amazon, and there's actual companies, there's lots of companies do different designs. You can get them that look like a little log burner. You can get them that stand in the corner of the room. There's different colours, there's all different types of sizes, shapes of them. Go and check them out if you're interested. But please do think of safety aspects if you've got young children around or older people, and be careful with them, as you need to be very careful and safe around them to make sure you're not going to set anything on fire. They're okay left because everything's contained in the container and in the fire. You'd be okay, if you were in the house, but you wouldn't want to light it and then go out, sort of thing. So that's been my review of a bioethanol fire. Can it heat a room on its own? It could if you had the flue on the thing totally open, and it would heat one room pretty comfortably. We had a power cut one day and I did use it to heat the room, which was good. I did have the flue thing open on the top of the box and it warmed the room up nicely when we had no heating. It would be an expensive way to do that, but as something to look at and just get that extra bit of heat, it's ideal. Well, thanks for watching this review. Give us a thumbs up and a subscribe. And if you've got any other things you'd like me to review, I try to do quite random reviews, things around the home and things that I see out and about. I'm going to be doing lots more videos soon. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Bye.